Alright, so it's been a little bit since I've talked about my Benno conversion, and I made a couple more upgrades to it. I thought I'd share it with you guys because I really like it, and I feel like this thing is it's pretty close to a car replacement at this point. So first of all, I got 2 of the Benno bags for it. Lots of cargo capacity in it. It's not totally weatherproof though, which kind of stinks. You can see water can get right in there, but it does a pretty good job. All right, you can see water can get in there when it focuses. Yeah, water can get right in there. But other than that, it's a big bag and it can carry a lot of stuff. So I put a inverter, so it brings everything down to 12 volts. And that comes right out of the battery, goes right into here. And then I've got a 6 pole Anderson connector block. So I just plugged it into one, and so now this is getting, all these things are getting 12 volts. I don't know if you can see it really that well, but so this feeds everything. It feeds my headlights, which I've got 2 super bright motorcycle headlights that I got off of Amazon for like 12 bucks a piece. And I got 2 cheaper ones I just put on the sides. So I got 4 headlights. These things are super bright, and these ones I point down on the road, so I get a lot of light. So I'm lit up like a semi-truck on this thing. I got my Bluetooth speakers here that are powered into that. I've got my bike lock that is attached to the seat post. I've got my rear light that comes off of this. The little on-off switch, and all of these have built-in inverters, so they could take anything from like 8 to 80 volts or something like that. So I don't have to worry about. Didn't have to run an inverter to it, even though I have one. But then my biggest thing here is, you can see I've got a Sturmey Archer. It's a 5-speed internally geared hub. So what that does is that chain line, if you could see it, it is super straight. And I could run a single speed chain on it, which is a lot stronger. I haven't had it break yet, but when I run 7, 8, 9 speed chains on it, I had a chain ring on there, that chain would just break all the time because, you know, this thing is running 52 volts. It's got 30 amp controller. It's at peak and fully charged battery, it's pulling over 1700 watts. So these chains would just snap. So I ran a Sturmey Archer, and I've got I think it's a Surley chain tensioner. Yeah, I've got a little bell here. Got my extra Mirrycle. And this is what the gear shift looks like. And yeah, I got my on-off switch for my headlights. So overall, I could carry a lot with this. And I'm super happy with it. I got the rear wheel built from JBI. If you go to your local bike dealer, should be able to get that, or they could even build one. The internally geared hub is like $100. The wheel, the rim, have it all built is probably like another 150. So you're probably looking at like $250 to get that wheel built, but it's a pretty heavy duty internally geared hub. And so far, I don't know, I probably put about 500 miles on it, 600 miles since I've done that conversion. And it's held up pretty strong. 1st and 5 gear are strong, but 2, 3, and 4, I've heard it kind of slip a little bit. It doesn't want to stay in there. So, yeah, if you do use it, I always tell people when I have them test ride it, put it in 1st gear, run it until it tops out at like 20 miles an hour, lay off the throttle, switch it to 5, and then give it some more throttle, and then that'll take you up to like 36 miles an hour. The brakes suck. They're mechanical disc brakes. I need to upgrade those to hydraulic disc brakes, which is what I'm gonna do. So I recommend if you do this conversion, get the hydraulic disc brake one. I think it's the 30D, or just upgrade them yourself. But yeah, I love this bike. It's a mid-tail, so it's not super long, but it's a cargo bike, so it, you know, it's maybe like six inches longer than a normal bike. It's not as long as like a big dummy or something like that, but I like it because it's got thick tires. It's got 24 by 2.6 inch tires, so it could handle a lot of load. This is probably the biggest hindrance when I'm trying to get it in and out of places, the front rack. So if you don't need it, maybe get the smaller one. They have a smaller one, but I just wanted as much cargo capacity as possible. But yeah, this has been an awesome bike. Lots of adventures on it.